Released in 1996, Revelations Persona is the first in the Persona JRPG series, which is also a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series, something I didn't know until doing research for this episode. The game uses a few different view styles, from a sort of overhead isometric view during battles and when inside rooms, and a first-person view when moving around corridors almost as if they were dungeons in early computer RPG games. And then a full overhead view when travelling outside of the buildings to get to another building. Why they felt the need for so many views is beyond me, but whatever. At least the first person view isn't bad, like I've seen in some games, so you can still get to where you need to go and likely won't get lost or confused too much, which is definitely a positive. Being a JRPG, story and battles are the main focus here, though after playing for around an hour I didn't really understand what was happening beyond you all have a persona inside you that helps you fight, and one of your friends is in hospital. Battling isn't too different from your typical JRPG, with it being turn-based and you having the option to use a weapon, such as a sword or a gun, or your persona power. One thing you do need to be aware of here is the positioning of players on the battlefield. In almost a strategy RPG style, players at the back may not be able to hit anything if their attack range isn't long enough, rendering them utterly useless in battle. Aside from moving around and doing some battles, I didn't encounter much else here, and from what I played, I really didn't care for it. The story didn't make much sense from the very start, and I don't feel like playing hours and hours just to understand what on earth is happening. And I don't mean the entire plot either, just the very basics. Combat isn't that fun thanks to the almost strategic elements. Visually, for such an early PS1 game, I didn't really have any complaints, so at least that's another positive to add to the very short list. Of all the RPGs on the system, this is one of the last ones I personally would have suggested. But with Persona 5 being a pretty big hit recently, including one of the characters making it into Super Smash Bros., I can at least see why the first in the series was considered. Still doesn't make it a good inclusion though, so in case you haven't guessed already, my recommendation is to avoid it. Well, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, and check back tomorrow for the next PlayStation Classic mini review.